Welcome to Networks Professionals.
All right, welcome to today's explainer. We are jumping right into something that's literally at the foundation of machine learning. Today, we're demystifying AI bias. We're going to break down exactly how bias creeps into our algorithms, the real-world impact it has on people, and, most importantly, the structured steps developers are taking to fight back and build truly equitable systems. Let's get right to it.
So what actually happens when a machine learns our prejudices? It's kind of scary to think about, right? Imagine an artificial intelligence model is like a giant mirror. If the data we hold up to that mirror is skewed or incomplete or prejudiced in some way, well, the reflection the AI bounces back at us is going to be equally skewed. It's a flawless reflection of our own flaws. When we feed human history with all of its historical inequalities straight into a machine learning algorithm, the machine doesn't just magically correct those inequalities. Actually, without intervention, it amplifies them. It learns our prejudices and bakes them right into its predictive models. To really ground our understanding here, let's look at the formal definition. AI bias occurs when algorithms produce systematically prejudiced results. Now, the absolute key word there is systematically. We are not talking about a one-off glitch or some random error in the code. Now, this is about a consistent, repeatable pattern where the system's outputs unfairly disadvantage certain individuals or groups. It's a structural threat. I mean, when an algorithm operates at scale, a systematic prejudice means that thousands, maybe even millions, of automated decisions are being made through a fundamentally unfair lens.
Okay, let's dive into this. How exactly does the systematic prejudice get built into the machine? Our source material boils it down to two distinct root causes. On one side, you've got erroneous assumptions in the machine learning process itself. This happens when the logic, the rules, or the parameters that developers set up for the algorithm are just flawed right from the start. On the flip side, we have prejudiced training data. This is that mirror we were just talking about. Even if the machine learning process is flawlessly designed, if the data it's trained on contains historical biases or lacks representation, the resulting AI will still produce biased results. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out scenario.
But hey, we have to pull our heads out of the back-end code for a second and look at the real world. We aren't just talking about abstract numbers in a spreadsheet here or some theoretical computing error. We are talking about high-stakes human impact. When an AI produces systematically prejudiced results, it directly affects human lives, livelihoods, and frankly, fundamental survival. The stakes could not be higher, and it is absolutely vital that we understand exactly where these systems are actually being deployed. Think about three of the most vital sectors in our society: hiring, lending, and healthcare. The risk for all three? Discriminatory outcomes. Imagine an AI reviewing resumes that systematically filters out highly qualified female candidates just because historical hiring data in that industry heavily favored men. Or think about an algorithm that unfairly denies mortgages to specific demographics based on outdated neighborhood redlining data. In healthcare, it could literally mean diagnostic tools underestimating health risks for minority patients, leading to substandard medical care. We are talking about who gets a job, who can buy a house, and who gets treated at the hospital. This is exactly why AI bias is a deeply human problem. The crucial takeaway here is that ensuring fairness requires a continuous and proactive approach. Listen, we are definitely not helpless victims to these black box algorithms. Building equitable and ethical AI systems is entirely possible, but it's not a set it and forget it kind of task. You don't just patch an algorithm once and call it fair. It demands an active, ongoing defense mechanism. Developers and organizations have to stay on the offensive, constantly monitoring and tweaking their systems to ensure they treat all users fairly. So how do developers actually build this proactive defense? Well, they rely on a structured, dynamic workflow built on four specific pillars: diverse data representation, algorithmic audits, explainable AI, and human oversight. These four pillars work together as a massive safety net to catch and mitigate bias before, during, and after an AI is deployed. Let's break each of these down really quick. Pillar 1 is all about the foundation: diverse data representation. Remember how we said prejudiced training data is a primary cause of AI bias? Well, the solution is that your training datasets absolutely must reflect the diverse populations the AI is actually going to serve. Think about it. If you're building a healthcare AI for the entire globe, but you only train it on medical records from one specific region or demographic, you are 100% going to get skewed predictions and severe underrepresentation. Ensuring diverse data upfront is the first, most vital step to preventing discriminatory outcomes.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, algorithmic audits. Because let's be real, you can't just assume your diverse data magically fixed everything. You have to test it. Conducting regular evaluations and bias audits is essential to spot and mitigate any skewed metrics or discriminatory patterns. And crucially, these audits don't just happen once. They have to happen during the training phase in the lab and during the deployment phase out in the real world, where the AI is interacting with fresh, completely unpredictable data. It goes right back to that continuous, proactive approach. Next up, we arrive at Pillar 3, explainable AI, often abbreviated as XAI. I know, it sounds like total tech jargon, but its core purpose is entirely human-centric. XAI is all about fostering transparency. It ensures that an AI system isn't just this mysterious black box spitting out a yes or a no. Instead, it allows stakeholders, and way more importantly, the affected users, to understand exactly how the AI system arrived at a specific decision. Like, if someone gets denied a loan by an algorithm, explainable AI ensures they can see the exact factors that led to that outcome. Transparency breeds accountability, plain and simple.
And finally, we reach Pillar 4, human oversight. Look, no matter how incredibly advanced a machine learning model gets, human judgment is irreplaceable. This pillar emphasizes that interdisciplinary teams, and we mean not just software engineers, but ethicists, subject matter experts, sociologists, they're all necessary to review the AI results and interpret those metrics. Ultimately, it's up to humans to look at the AI's output and verify that its decisions truly align with our societal values. The machine computes, but humans must govern.
All right, so we've got the theory and the 4 pillars, but what tools do developers actually use in the real world to track and measure all these disparities? Well, our source highlights a couple of fantastic industry-leading resources. First up is the IBM AI Fairness 360, which is this comprehensive toolkit designed specifically to help detect and mitigate bias in machine learning models. Second is Google's People Plus AI Guidebook, providing some really excellent frameworks for making AI decisions that stay human-centered. These are tangible, accessible resources that developers are using right now to enforce those exact 4 pillars we just went over.
So, based on everything we've covered, you've got a clear, actionable menu for your next steps. Are you looking to immediately audit bias in an existing dataset you're working with? Or perhaps you need to get up to speed on the emerging AI regulatory frameworks that are going to govern these systems legally. Or maybe you just want to find some solid evaluation checklists for your upcoming AI deployment to make sure you're hitting all 4 pillars. All of these are proactive steps you can take today to build better, fairer technology. I want to leave you with a final kind of provocative question to chew on. How will you ensure your AI treats all users fairly? We've seen the risks, from discriminatory hiring to biased healthcare, but we've also seen the tools to fix it. We know it takes diverse data, continuous audits, explainable transparency, and dedicated human oversight. The blueprint is right there for the taking. So as you move forward and explore those evaluation checklists, ask yourself how you're going to apply this proactive defense to your own work. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.